Sorry, not the biggest fan of this vid. You went on the whole vid describing who he was, then put maybe a minute tops on how he knows everything. Pretty much a clickbait title at this point. I don't watch a video for 6 minutes to get the answer of the title. If you're expecting this guy to illustrate and explain the actual research process Nardwuar undergoes, you're gonna be disappointed. Clickbait. Video doesn't even attempt to answer the question it poses. The actual video starts at 6:27. You should get to the point quicker. It's your boy, Wavy Clickbait Surf here. What's up, guys? So I've run into this situation before on the channel. I make a video and don't expect it to do well, and it like blows up for some reason a month after I release it. Well, I've got another one of those situations on my hand right now with this Does Nardwuar Know Everything video that I put out back in October, I believe. Pretty much, this was a video that I made kind of circle jerking Nardwuar, basically beating off in front of his face. You know, I really like the guy. And for about 8 minutes, I kind of go on about how much I really love Nardwuar's interview. Now, the problem arises with the title that I chose and the comment section's reaction to this title. And let me explain myself here. So the title of the video is Does Nardwuar Know Everything? And the content of the video is pretty much like 80% of me just talking about how much I love Nardwuar. Now this becomes an issue with the comment section because they're like, bro, you only said how he gets his research for like 5 seconds. There's not much to say, man. In the video, the answer that the title proposes is basically this right here. And what Nardwuar does basically to get information about these artists is he goes behind the artist's back and talks to either like their managers, some of the artist's friends, or like some of the artist's family, and he's able to gain information via proxy these sources. You know, it seems like a really obvious answer to that question, but that's what he does. That's how he gets his information. So that's what I say in the video. Now, a lot of people were upset about this because I'm guessing it just wasn't the answer that they wanted. You know, they wanted me to tell them, you know, Nardwuar's got connections with the CIA, the FBI, the interdimensional child molesters, and he gets them on the phone and they put mind probes into Lil Yachty and they can read his every fucking thought and they know where the last place he took his shit was. And then, you know, Nardwuar kind of has all this information. That's what they wanted me to say. But, you know, I say it's an obvious answer because it really is. Like, sometimes the answers are not as complex as you want them to be. You know, the comments or whatever, it's just a situation where someone comes across my video and they're not familiar with my content and they just throw hate and vitriol towards the channel. Shout out to the real boys out here. This whole clickbait situation where people accusing me of it, you know, it brought up a question that I wanted to ask. Like, what exactly is clickbait? Like, where do we draw the line at clickbait? Well, I think I know where. I mean, this is a great example of clickbait. This guy, Willie Mac Show, look at this shit, man. Dear Kavos, this is why people hate you. Look at the thumbnail. That's clickbait. Is it really fair to call something clickbait if the content of the video is pretty much on topic with the title? Is it clickbait if the title is a little bit sensational, but it does examine what question is posed in it? I feel like clickbait can be one of the most subjective labels because it really just determines on the viewer. It's only clickbait if you left the video with the answer you didn't want to hear. So it's almost like a child throwing a tantrum in a sense. It's like they didn't get what they wanted, so it's clickbait. I know this may sound a little bit harsh, but honestly, that's just my opinion. Now, here's some real fucking clickbait for you. I remember back in the early days of YouTube, you would have these fucking videos that had like 8 million views, and the title of the video would be like, Rare Mysterious Alien Found Washed Up Upon Shore. And the video would just be like a still image of this obviously photoshopped creature like on a beach. It's like a fucking hairless rat or something. And then this music, this like weird creepy music is playing in the background. Like, that's clickbait. You're not getting what you asked for. I think a lot of YouTube viewers are just generally ignorant of what makes content engaging. I think in the mind of a naive viewer, they think that if you ask a question like, how does Nardwuar know everything, you should get like a 30-second video explaining how he does it. And that's just unrealistic. That would not be an interesting video. I understand this does sound like, you know, kind of pompous and like, I make videos, so I know better than you. But, I mean, let's just be logical about it. The question I posed was answered, and it just wasn't the answer that you wanted to hear. There's no other real explanation of how Nardwuar gets his research other than by asking people that are familiar with the artist, asking friends and family of him. I mean, it is what it is, man. I can't change that. You know, there's really nothing else to say there. So yeah, guys, I clickbaited. I'm a dirty clickbaiter. wavywebsurf out. See you on the next video. Peace. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at @wavywebsurf. And if you want to have a chance to get comment of the day in the next video, make sure you leave a comment below. Hey, join the Discord. We're having some great conversations on there. And if you want to be super homie, donate to me on Patreon. Peace.